Real Madrid versus Man City at the Bernabeu was 1000% a classic. The best game we've seen in the Champions League for a while. At the very least, the best game I've seen this year. It was competitive, it was fierce, and it just had that feel of a final, that feel of the two best teams in the competition left duking it out with each other. I think we have to give a praise to Carlo Ancelotti, Pep Guardiola, Man City, Real Madrid for giving us such a great game to watch as a neutral. I'm sure for them it was not that fun to watch. I'm sure it was very stressful. The game switched momentum multiple times. Real Madrid had done everything in preparation for this game. They had asked Uefa to switch the first leg around, so they had the second leg at home. They asked every fan to wear white in promotion for the game. They also asked Uefa to close the roof to create a more hostile environment for Man City. And it definitely was hostile. The fans were up for it. From the first minute to the 90th, it was rocking. But it did not really start off that well, did it? The third minute, Tchouaméni, who is playing as a center back instead of a DM. Some say that is his actual best position as center back, but it is not his preferred position. Maybe it was a lack of experience. Maybe he was a little too hyped up for the game, but he got a yellow card, which means he does miss the second leg at the Etihad, which is a huge, huge blow for them. But to make things worse for Real Madrid, Bernardo Silva, free kick taken quickly, catches Lunin off guard, scores a goal from outside the box. Amazing, amazing. Bernardo Silva is just a world-class player, guys. I've said this so many times. This guy's a bowler. Technique-wise, teamwork, intelligence, work rate, he has everything. Like, I don't know how many times he scored against Madrid. I think he does love playing against Madrid at this point. He probably has scored at least 4 or 5 goals that I remember. This guy's a big game player. And Laporta, if you were seeing this, João Felix, get to work, be an agent, I don't care. Get this guy to Barcelona. Pay the cost, I do not care. You just feel that hostile environment of the Real Madrid crowd. Just get their breath taken away from them. Did not expect to concede this early. This was not the plan. Around 10 minutes later, Camavinga with the most classic Real Madrid goal I've ever seen. It's a deflection that somehow ends in a goal. Of course, it has to end in a goal. Classic Real Madrid goal. They just shoot and the ball just finds its way in the net for some reason. And they're back in the game. Just like that. But it would not end there. Just 2-3 minutes later, Rodrigo gets the ball on the left side of the pitch, where City are caught off positionally, I would say. Akanji does make a little bit of a mess for it. He's trying to run back cover, so it's fair enough. But Rodrigo just lets off a little weak shot, I would say, and just somehow, again, man, ends in goal. Ortega, you have to do better than that, in my opinion. That is on Ortega. Does Ederson save that? Probably, but Real Madrid are 2-1 back in the game, winning 15 minutes in. This game was nuts. I believe City was very lethargic in the first half. Brogy had the stinker, in my opinion. Whenever he had the ball, he was not doing too much with it. There was spaces in front where he could have passed it forward, created more, but he was just very lethargic. For Kovacic, he had some good moments here and there, but again, he was not very adventurous with the ball. A lot of back passing during the first half. Foden was just nowhere to be seen. Grealish, besides that Tchouaméni yellow card which he drew for the first goal, I thought again like he wasn't really doing much. Haaland, like I'm sorry, but like there has to be a discussion on Haaland. I've not been a big Haaland hater, but the guy just not made for big games. It seems big Champions League games, he just disappears. You have to perform in these big games. If you do not have the quality, the eye test, then you have to simply score and get numbers on the board. And he's just not doing it. Completely ghosted the entire game. People can say he made good runs, he made space. Sure, I understand that. But for a player of his status, who's supposed to be competing with Mbappe for the best player in the world, Ballon d'Or with Messi, you have to be better than that. I'm sorry. I thought Camavinga had a great game, moving away from pressure very well. I think Valverde's work rate, like always, is astonishing, especially in these big games where you need work rate. He does that for you. We'll come into this goal in a little bit. In the second half, I believe City started off better. Phil Foden, I do not really rate this guy. I still don't rate him, but he scored a golazo. Like, come on, man. He showed Bellingham how to score. He showed Bellingham what a English young midfielder, not a striker, because Bellingham is playing striker. And get that through your heads. Bellingham nowadays is a striker or a false nine at best. Foden makes it 2-2, and Man City are back in the game. Guardiola with his weaker foot and his first goal of the season, golazo. and you could just see the wind taken out of Madrid's fans, the players. It's just they could not believe they let this go. And I believe that was it. Madrid lost the tie. That's it. City are going to take over again. This happens a lot, right? Well, Madrid, unfortunately, for me as a Barca fan, they do get the ball on the left side with Vinicius, who does a quick cross. The right side where Valverde just makes a quick run, and he just drills that ball in. And I can't hate. Valverde is a baller. What a goal to make it 3-3. Just staple this game as a classic. Thank you for this game because we needed this. The Champions League has just not been at the quality of what I believe it should be in, and this is what it should be at. Even though statistically it wasn't really the most exciting game, Real Madrid had 14 shots with 5 on target and 38 possession at home, which is kind of crazy. City had 12 shots, 6 on target though, and 62% possession. I thought City defensively was good, but Real Madrid did miss a couple chances. Rodrigo had one or two. Vinny had a couple. Bellingham completely ghosted. I don't know what happened to him. Also, I believe Bellingham lost his cool. There was a couple fouls on Foden, I believe. He's lucky not to get a yellow card because he would miss the second leg at the Etihad. So there wasn't a lot of chances, to be honest. A lot of the goals were long shots or just deflections. But if you actually watch the game, it was very competitive in terms of pressing, in terms of tension, and that's why I believe it was good. And that's why you have to watch the game. You can't just rely on stats for everything. Now, in conclusion, we are going to the Etihad, and I believe this is a terrible result for Real Madrid. They've never been City at the Etihad. City has not lost a home game in the Champions League since 2018. History does show that City are supposed to win. I'll give them a little bit favorites, maybe 65% favorites for City. Real Madrid is Real Madrid, and if there's one team who can beat City, it's probably them. But I don't see it. City will have Kevin De Bruyne, which I think will be better. Kyle Walker will come back, even though I do not think it's that big of a miss. If you watch nowadays, Rodrigo and Vinny, they do not play a lot of wing play, touchline, winger type roles. They combine and they come in the middle a lot. And against them, I believe Ake does a simply better job because he tucks in while Walker just stays outside and looks for 1v1s. And I don't believe that is the right approach against Vinny or Rodrigo. But Kyle Walker will be back in the second leg. Militao, is he going to be fit enough to come back after a huge ACL injury straight into the lineup against such a good team like City in a hostile environment like the Etihad? I don't know if Militao starts. That Nacho might have to start. The midfield for Real Madrid are probably going to be Camavinga, Cruz, Valverde. And the attack is going to be Vinny, Bellingham, Rodrigo. They do lose a lot, Tchouaméni, I'll be honest. They do lose a lot. A City that did not play perfect came to your house and dropped 3, and you couldn't beat them. I just do not see how Madrid beats City. I just do not see it. I think Madrid needed a win here. And they did not get it. So I think City are going to win in the second leg at the Etihad. I believe it's going to be 3-1 Man City, and it's going to be 6-4 on aggregate. That is it for this game, man. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Who do you think is going to win? Are Real Madrid going to make the impossible possible, or are City just going to keep dominating them? Peace out, guys. TBS.